I not only feel it's my duty, but also an obligation to point out the hypocritical and the double standards that always exist in MMA when it comes to boxers. Now, as you guys know, Floyd Mayweather fought Tenshin Nasukawa. And, just like everything that Floyd Mayweather does, he was highly criticized for it, for fighting somebody, I guess, so young. And not only that, fighting Tenshin Nasukawa without him having the ability to be able to kick. And also, for the most part, Floyd Mayweather outweighing Tenshin, and a lot of people had negative things to say, and particularly from the MMA world, since Tenshin, derives and, thrives in the MMA world. At first it was funny because at first it was, oh my God, Floyd Mayweather's in trouble. He doesn't stand a chance. That's why he backed out of the fight. This is the time Floyd Mayweather's going to lose. The same old classic, I wish Floyd would take an L, and then I could die happy conversation. It's still the same old thing, and not only that, when the fight did happen, it was heavily criticized, and which I completely have no problem with because I was the first that said it, that the fight was fixed. You know what I'm saying? The fight was fixed. It was fake. And it was like, of course the fight was fixed. Of course it was fake. It's a Mayweather fight. This, that, and the third. The hate that comes from Floyd Mayweather in the MMA world is just about as belligerent when it comes from the boxing world. But it's worse in the MMA world. They have a true disdain for this man and a true dislike for him, which everybody's entitled to their opinion. I have no problem with it, because there's people that I don't like. But I can't help but know there's a constant double standard and just a hypocrisy when it comes to Floyd Mayweather. Now, here you got Conor McGregor, who even himself criticized Floyd Mayweather for fighting Tenshin, and even himself claimed that the fight was fixed and that how much that Floyd outweighed him and how he should be ashamed for fighting the little guy. This is all the stuff that Conor McGregor said. But as you see, Conor McGregor has no problem himself now calling out Tenshin. And this is the thing that I've noticed about the MMA world. They cater themselves after Floyd. Conor McGregor's career is solely based off the blueprint of Floyd Mayweather. If you do not know that, let me tell you that right now. If anybody else tells you something different, it's just a flat out lie. All that pay-per-view king talk, all that wanting to be a double champion, all that McGregor promotions and all that stuff is Floyd Mayweather, even down to the trash talk. That's all Floyd from top to bottom. But it just goes to show you how Floyd, even in the boxing world, not only in the boxing world, seems to be a trendsetter in the UFC world, because anything that Floyd does, everybody seems to do it. Now, you guys remember when Floyd Mayweather was fighting Conor McGregor, you seen how Oscar De La Hoya, at first downplayed it and tried to crap all over the fight. And then shortly after that, he said himself that he wanted to have a fight with Conor McGregor. And now you got Conor McGregor criticizing Floyd Mayweather for fighting somebody so small, then fighting him without having him utilize his kicks, and then question the fight's authenticity about it being fake and whatnot. But now he's calling out Tenshin. Now, this is the thing. Why would you want to fight somebody who's evidently is known for being in fixed fights? That's number one. And number two, you talked about Floyd Mayweather because, he's fighting a little guy, and you're bigger than Floyd Mayweather. Conor McGregor can easily walks around at 180, 175. You know what I'm saying? Easy. You know what I'm saying? And he can easily get up to that weight. Floyd Mayweather has never weighed 180, 175, or has ever fought at 180 or 175. But, Conor McGregor is not only bigger than Floyd. If he's bigger than Floyd, that means he's 2 to 3 times bigger than Tenshin Nasukawa. So what I'm trying to figure out is, why is it okay now for him to challenge him to a fight after he has criticized Floyd Mayweather the way he has? And regardless if people like Floyd Mayweather or not, you have to admit that this is some hypocritical crap, And once again, Floyd Mayweather is always judged about what he does, but it just goes to show you if people could move like Floyd can move, they would do the things that he do. That's obvious because now you want to challenge and now you want to fight this guy. And this is the difference between both these men. See, and this is what I like about Floyd. See, if Floyd sat up here and took a loss to anybody, Floyd would immediately run that fight back. Okay? Conor McGregor has sat up here and took a loss to Khabib, you know, and he has no desire to get that win back. You know what I'm saying? Which is strange. Why are you sitting up here challenging this smaller man, as you would call it, when you have, you know what I'm saying, a legacy to defend? You know what I'm saying? You got a whole crowd and a legion of McGregor fans just laying dormant in UFC for you to come back. But yet you want to go over to Tokyo, Japan, or whatever, and go fight tension instead of avenging your loss against Khabib. Now, to me, that makes no sense. And the reason why I have to speak on it, because anytime, you know, Floyd does something in the MMA world, you know, it's always talked about. You know what I'm saying? It's always talked about. It's always criticized. Either it's Chael Sonnen or Brendan Shaw or just whatever. They always got something to say about Floyd. So my question is, from the MMA world, where's the criticism going to come from for Conor McGregor for challenging not only a smaller opponent and a smaller guy, but challenging somebody who's also known to be in fixed fights? But not only that, a challenge in tension when you have unfinished business with Khabib that needs to be settled. Who doesn't want to avenge a loss is what I want to know. And that's why it will always go back to the same thing. And I always said the same thing about Conor McGregor. He's not a real fighter. You know, he has no real fight in him. Everything about him was motivated through money and, you know, just the lack of not having nothing in money. See, that's one thing that you could say about Floyd. You could say whatever you want about Floyd. As much as Floyd pretends he's about money, Floyd is about way more than money. Yes, money is probably his key, and money is also his motivator. But as narcissistic as Floyd is and as ego-driven as Floyd is, Floyd also cares about, you know what I'm saying, legacy. And he also cares about, you know what I'm saying, his record, you know. And that's the thing I like about Floyd. No matter how much money you gave him, he didn't just get $1 million and just, $100 million and just split. Like you didn't hear from the guy no more, you know. Like it was never enough for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? You can never throw $100 million to Floyd Mayweather and just have him disappear. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he got his hands on some money, he didn't just go live up in the hills and you didn't hear from him no more, just like you doing with Conor McGregor. And this ain't nothing but Conor McGregor just needing another payday. And you can tell that because before this, he started to start up more crap with Floyd, you know, fishing for another rematch. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that Manny Pacquiao was doing. And everybody talks about Floyd, but everybody leeches off of Floyd, including even in the MMA world, where either it's Ronda Rousey trying to challenge him, or it's Conor McGregor trying to challenge him, or some MMA fighter trying to challenge some boxer from the boxing world or something like that. But it just goes to show you, you know, for everybody that talks all the crap that they talk about Floyd Mayweather, it's funny how everybody copies his moves. You know, whether you like the man or not, you got to admit that they're jocking his moves, they're jocking his style. Period. And I know people hate to hear that because they just dislike Floyd. But see, I'm one of them people, I can easily differentiate somebody's skill set from somebody's personality. You know what I'm saying? Your skill set will never, your personality will never affect how I look at your skill set. You know what I'm saying? I admire skill no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? Period. I do not have to like you personally, but your skill set is something that I can separate. You know what I'm saying? You could be a horrible person, but if you do your work on a job site, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to keep you on the team. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how I feel about you. I care about your ability to execute. But I had to point this out because this is just extremely hypocritical. And if you notice, there will be no blowback. It'll be no backlash for Conor McGregor wanting to do something like this when you just had the MMA world just sitting, waiting on your return. And I'm pretty sure by now they've figured out that you're not returning at all. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much figured out that you're motivated by money and that's all you ever wanted. Yes, I understand that it's good to get your payday and get on and get what you're worth. But the difference is Conor McGregor was too young to have done what he's done. I don't even think Conor McGregor is even 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? He's probably like 28, 27 or something like that. It was too young in his career for him to receive some money and just split. You know what I'm saying? Usually somebody would care about building their legacy or care about what they just built, you know? And it's one thing not to be one to take advantage of by Dana White and the system over there at the UFC. I totally understand that. But at the same time, you know, he left UFC basically in the dark, you know, and now they're struggling for a star right now. You know, this is why they had to pull Jon Jones back out the closet. You know what I'm saying? This is why Jon Jones keeps on getting the chances that he get. And I notice how everybody is back on Jon Jones Johnson again. You know what I'm saying? They right back on his nutsack, which I find very, very weird because they just curse this man as just a PED user and stuff like that. And, you know, he's no good and he's a cheat and all that. And another thing that I find hypocritical about the MMA world is funny because the MMA world and people from MMA are also boxing fans. And it's funny when they come over to boxing, they're so critical on boxers dropping dirty, but fighters in the UFC drop dirty all the time. You know what I'm saying? You guys got fighters that drop dirty and they still end up fighting. And it's funny how when it comes to UFC, you guys don't care about PEDs, but you got the nerve to mosey on over to the boxing world and then wag your finger at people who drop dirty and talk about, oh, this person's a drug cheat and this person's a drug cheat, and your whole entire organization is full of drug cheats. I'm just saying, and before anybody try to jump on my back, you know, like I said always, obviously I'm an MMA fan. You know what I'm saying? I like MMA, but I know BS when I see it, and this is BS. You know, you can't talk about what Floyd does and how Floyd's this and how Floyd's fake and how his fights ain't real and how this. And then you got somebody from your world challenging the same opponents and doing the same thing that he's doing, using his same formula to sell his fights. And then you got fighters over there dropping, if you ask me, 10 times or more frequently dropping dirty than fighters over in boxing. You know, that's one of the more hypocritical things that I see from the MMA world, and I'm always gonna shed light on these things because in the MMA world, it's such a disdain for boxing, and they just want to just be better than boxers so bad, you know, or always trying to downplay boxing or trying to act like it's a dead sport or something like that, knowing that that UFC thrives and lives off of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It basically leeches off of boxing. And that's just being real, you know. People can say what they want, but that's just what it is. And I think that if boxing wasn't such a minority-based dominant sport, you know, they would give it more respect than that. And yes, I went there because that's exactly true. If boxing wasn't such a minority-based sport, you know, they would give it more respect than that. And even Bob Arum said himself, in boxing, his main concern was losing all the fans to MMA because they have more white fighters. You know, I hate to throw it out there, but you know, I just got to be honest with it. But you know, you can't sit up here and judge Floyd Mayweather for the things that he do, and then you have some of your top stars, you know, some of your biggest stars in MMA history, basically chasing after and catering themselves after everything that Floyd Mayweather's done, you know. But that's my opinion on it. Leave your opinion in the comment section because, as always, I would love to hear it on this topic. And I'll get at y'all later. Bruce Vane, I'm out. Now, wait, hold up. Now, I got one more thing to say about this, and then I'm going to leave it alone. Do you know how they accused the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight of being fixed? But if you notice, the only person that they accused of fixing the fight was Floyd Mayweather. Do you notice how none of that heat leaned on Conor McGregor at all? I mean, you can't be in a fixed fight by yourself. Now, notice that Conor McGregor is also challenging a fighter that was also supposedly in a fixed fight with Floyd Mayweather. So why would you want to be associated again with another person that's known to be in a fixed fight? So the fight that you had with Floyd Mayweather was accused of being fixed. The fight with Floyd Mayweather and Tenshin Nasukawa was accused of being fixed. And now you're running right behind Floyd trying to fight the same person that's accused of being in a fixed fight and being over dramatic at it at that. Just wanted to put that on your mind. All right, I'm out.